Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking the sheer drama, the incredible human stories, and the sky-high stakes of the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations happening right now in Morocco. Whether you're a diehard football fan or you just love a really compelling story of resilience under pressure, man, this tournament is already delivering on all fronts. We've got major upsets, deeply emotional personal milestones, and a defending champion fighting for their tournament life literally right out of the gate. Okay, let's dive into this because the script for this tournament was flipped on its head almost immediately. Usually, you expect the title holders to just march onto the pitch and dominate early, right? Setting the tone for the whole competition. But, as they say, football is played on grass, not on paper. So, what exactly happens when a tournament favorite, a team carrying the weight of an entire nation's expectations, stumbles dramatically on day one? Well, it completely changes the atmospheric pressure of the entire event. And that brings us to this staggering result. 2-1. In a massive shockwave that rippled through the stadium in Casablanca, South Africa's Banyana Banyana, who are absolute heavyweights of African women's football, suffered a stunning 2-1 defeat to Tanzania's Twiga Stars in their Group B opener. Despite absolutely dominating the flow of the game, the South Africans just couldn't capitalize. Tanzania, on the other hand, seized their moments and secured a massive, massive upset. Section 1. WAFCON 2026 Explained. The scale and the stakes. To really grasp why this opening loss is causing such a massive stir, we have to zoom out and look at the broader picture. Hosted by Morocco from July 26th to August 16th, this year's WAFCON has expanded to a record-breaking 16 nations, up from 12 in the last edition, so the competition is fiercer, and the margins for error are razor thin. But the ultimate prize? It isn't just continental glory. The stakes are global. The top 4 teams to reach the semifinals will automatically punch their tickets to the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup in Brazil. Think about that for a second. A group stage exit doesn't just lose you the African Cup, it completely kills your World Cup dreams entirely. And the history of the tournament brilliantly illustrates just how fierce the fight at the top of African football really is. You've got Nigeria holding a staggering 11 titles. Then you have Equatorial Guinea with 2. And right there in 2022, South Africa finally broke through to claim their solitary crown. Staying at the summit in a landscape so heavily dominated by the Nigerian Super Falcons is incredibly difficult. South Africa arrived in Morocco knowing they had a massive target on their backs, which makes that opening loss to Tanzania all the more perilous. Section 2. History on the pitch, personal milestones, and triumphs. Now, beyond the scorelines and the qualification math, this tournament is ultimately about the people playing it. Because amidst the heartbreak of that opening defeat, there were actually some truly beautiful, historic moments for the South African squad. First, we absolutely have to celebrate the number 100. During that intensely difficult match against Tanzania, midfielder Linda Motlahalo earned her 100th cap for the senior women's national team. It's a massive personal achievement that really highlights her long-standing, steadfast contribution to South African women's football. I mean, hitting a century of appearances for your country, that's a testament to immense consistency, raw talent, and incredible endurance. Now, what's really interesting is a beautiful, historic first for the tournament. Robin and Gabriela Mudali Salgado wrote their names into football history by becoming the first married couple to ever feature together for the same team in a WAFCON match. Robin actually started the game in the number 10 role, and Gabriela came on as a substitute in the 70th minute. It completed a reunion on Africa's biggest stage that they had literally been working toward for years. And you know, the emotional weight of Gabriela's 70th minute substitution simply cannot be overstated. This wasn't just a tactical change from the coach. It was a triumphant return. Gabriela had been away from continental football after suffering a devastating leg injury during South Africa's 2024 WAFCON semifinal defeat to Nigeria. That same injury tragically forced her to miss Banyana Banyana's historic 2022 WAFCON triumph, a victory that Robin was a vital part of. The road back was incredibly long, so stepping onto that pitch in Casablanca together was this deeply personal, beautiful conclusion to a grueling, heart-wrenching recovery journey. It's individual triumphs like these that explain exactly why the nation continues to rally behind the team, even after that opening stumble. With a ton of resolute optimism, South Africa's Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture, Gayton McKenzie, voiced the unwavering support of the country. He stated, "Our comeback will be much stronger. Let's get past this loss and plan for our next victory." He also made a point to note that they dominated the game, but just lacked the luck. Back home, the government is even pushing Banyana Fridays, urging citizens to wear their national colors and back the squad. So the belief, it is still very much alive. Section 3. The do-or-die clash, surviving the lady elephants. And they're going to need every single ounce of that belief, because the grace period is over, and the pressure cooker is definitely whistling. The immediate future of the defending champions is hanging in the balance, and so the crucial point is momentum. Consider the stark contrast in their opening performances. While South Africa is licking their wounds after a shaky 2-1 loss, their next opponents, Ivory Coast, are absolutely flying high. The Ivorians came out of the gate swinging, pummeling Burkina Faso in a dominant 4-1 victory. They're stepping onto the pitch for their next match flush with maximum confidence, while South Africa is literally fighting for survival. Add to that a fascinating layer of history between these two teams, and you've got incredible suspense for this matchup. Ivory Coast's Lady Elephants are actually playing in their first WAFCON tournament in 12 years. The last time they featured at this premier competition, it was 2014, and in that very tournament, they faced South Africa and beat them 1-0 to snatch the bronze medal. So Ivory Coast knows exactly how to break South African hearts on this stage. Let's see how this builds a, frankly, suffocating timeline for South Africa's survival in Group B. They took that massive opening hit on July 27th. Now, on July 31st, they face what is effectively a must-win clash against a highly confident Ivory Coast side. After that, they wrap up the group stages against Burkina Faso on August 4th. Remember, only the top 2 teams in the group are guaranteed to advance to the quarterfinals. For South Africa, the margin for error is officially 0. Which leaves us with the ultimate question. Can the defending champions regroup, find their form, and survive the soaring lady elephants? Or are we about to witness one of the most stunning early exits in WAFCON history, ending South Africa's 2027 World Cup dreams before they even really begin? Well, July 31st will give us our answer. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep your eyes on the pitch, and I'll catch you next time.